Get out of here. No, skip the intro. Skip the intro. What's up, YouTube? I got something that I want to share for you guys today, and it's the Monolith 7. This is going to be my review, my official review of it. I've heard enough. I've listened to enough things. Let's talk about it right here, right now. First, I want to give you an example of some stuff. I told you guys that this movie, A Quiet Place, was one of the best Atmos and LFE testing videos possible. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch that video before this one. It wasn't about maybe a week ago. So go back and watch that video before you watch this video. A Quiet Place has amazing sound effects, amazing Atmos engineering. It has great LFE bass. It is ridiculous. I'm going to give you guys a glimpse here now, and then we'll talk about the Monolith. If you're not wearing headphones right now, rewind this entire video and go back and watch it with headphones on. If you're listening to it on a TV, turn on the system, dude. You have to try to hear what I'm hearing. The Atmos effects, which you won't be able to hear really in a YouTube video, but trust me when I say are fantastic. It's fantastic. But you might be able to hear the bass that is in this movie. I tried to show you guys the subwoofer's moving. I had it about -17 dB just below reference, and then as you see the PB4000 was on -10, so they're not really pumping that. It's crazy. You just have to see the movie. But this is about the Monolith. The Monolith sounds so fantastic with movies. I am beyond blown away with the raw power that's in this Monolith. If you guys don't know, I'm coming from an Emotiva Base X A300, which is a 2-channel 150 watts at 8 ohm power amplifier. So I'm actually only getting 50 more watts to my front speakers than I was with the Emotiva. But again, it was a 2-channel. The Monolith 7 is a 7-channel, 200 watts driven at all channels. So I'm getting a much better experience overall because all of my channels are being fed almost full power. and it sounds so good. It sounds so good. But not only is the power one of the reasons why my speakers are coming alive, I want to say that this monolith sounds better than the Emotiva did. I'm not sure how it compares to the XPA7 or the 11 or a 5, but as far as the Base X series go, it sounds far better than those receivers, or excuse me, those amplifiers could ever sound. The monolith is a beast on its own. You're gonna have to spend some good money to get something better than this. It sounds so good. I think they're coming out with an 11 channel, maybe 11 channel amplifier in the future to drive all of your speakers, including your Atmos speakers. So that's cool. I won't upgrade to that because there is no need for me to give that much power to my Atmos speakers. My receiver does just fine, and of course I have my Base X if I want to add some power to the Atmos speakers. But I'm probably not going to do that. But the Monolith, man, it just sounds so good. It just sounds so good. I don't know if you guys can really hear, like, the movie has it's called A Quiet Place because she's deaf, and you also can't make noise in the movie or that creature comes to kill you. So there's a lot of times in the movie where you hear nothing but like just the faintest footsteps, the faintest chirps of birds in the distance, some corn in the cornfield just rustling when you're walking through it. Just those small little things, and it has so much detail. It sounds so crystal clear. And I don't know if it's my amplifier or the speakers or both, but it's so easy to pinpoint what direction something is coming from. So like, for example, not in this scene, but in the movie, there was a time where the little girl and the boy were running through the field, and they're kind of tiptoeing sometimes too, and the monster was lurking for them. And you can tell just how far away the monster is, just close enough for you to be like, huh? And you can kind of hear where he's coming from. And it's so effective. It really makes the movie pop. It really immerses you the way you're supposed to. And compared to watching this in the movie theater at my local cinema, I didn't get that. One, the volume wasn't loud enough. Simply, they just don't turn up the volume loud enough to really get into it. But secondly, the speakers that they use and the fact that there's no Dolby Atmos and there's not much bass, you really miss out on a lot. And this amplifier from Monolith has really brought back a lot of oomph in my system. And it almost honestly feels like I bought a whole new system. 7 new speakers, a new receiver, new television, everything. It refreshes my system. So I'm going to show you guys another clip, and hopefully you guys can kind of get a representation of this raw power that Monolith provides for you. And if you're thinking about getting one, hopefully this video helps you out in that decision. pricing right there has so much bass in it that is unreal. Again, listen on headphones or on a sound system so you can get the best representation possible from a YouTube video. But I'll go ahead and say just a few things about it really quickly. First off, this is my favorite amplifier of 2018. I didn't have it in 2017. I know they had a version before this without the XLR outputs, or inputs I should say, but the Monolith is something to be reckoned with. It's fantastic. Again, it's brought so much life back into my system. I haven't watched a movie in a long time before I got this, and now I want to rewatch all my past movies just to hear what the Monolith is going to do with it. I will say just a couple things about the Monolith. A lot of people have asked me if I have any humming with my Monolith. And some people say you're gonna have it farther down the road, but so far in the last three weeks or so, I haven't had any type of audible noises come from the Monolith whatsoever. No humming, no buzzing, nothing. I will say that it does run hot, like I've seen in the reviews that I've watched before I bought this, the reviews that I read on. It says that it gets hot, and I have to attest to that. It does. Mine gets warm though. Mine's obviously, as you've seen, it's in an open space, plenty of ventilation, and it has a cooling fan on top of it. But even with that, it still gets warm to the touch. So I can imagine if you're gonna have it in a closet or have things stacked pretty close to it or in an entertainment center like mine, a TV stand, it's going to get hot. You are going to want to have it ventilated. You're going to want to get a cooling fan because it's going to burn otherwise. And that's the fastest way to lose your electronics is heat. It will kill your electronics super quick. So make sure you get a fan. I'm using the Aircom S7. There's a video that I've made that you can go search, Aircom S7 Kpaceguy. I made a review on that, super quick, super informative. So check that one out. Type in Aircom on Amazon. They have different types of cooling fans for your needs. So check that out. They're not too expensive and they do very well and they're super quiet. So overall, the Monolith is I don't think I'm gonna upgrade it. I don't see any point to, unless I upgrade my speakers to something that needs more power. This thing does exactly what I want it to do. Do not get me wrong though, this isn't the last time you're gonna hear about the Monolith. I will be doing tons more videos, more 2-channel music, more movies, more everything. Of course, I'm gonna play around with it and try to see its weaknesses and its strong points, what it sounds best with and what it doesn't sound well with. Comparing it to my Emotiva, it has a much more punchy sound, much more powerful sound than the Emotiva Base X A300. So if you're coming from one of those and you're looking at a Monolith, definitely make that upgrade. It's worth the extra money. I know the Base X is more of a budget kind of amplifier, but it had audiophile parts and sound to it, and it does. But again, your Monolith is not even in the same class. My Base X was like, what was it, $599? I don't remember, $399, $599, I'm not sure. And then the Monolith is $1,600. So it's in a whole different class on its own. That power is important. If you guys are on the fence about getting a Monolith, if you're worried about it, if you're wondering how it competes against the Emotiva, it's here, maybe even here. It's really good, guys. It's super good. The only issues that I may have in the future with it is it overheating. So make sure you have a fan on top of that. Make sure you have it ventilated with plenty of air. It's going to need it. It's a beast. It's heavy. It's 100 pounds. So you're going 100% going to want to have somebody to help you with it. You might be strong enough to handle it, but you always want somebody to spot you just in case you lose grip, because all of its weight is centered in the front. All the amplifiers and things like that are sitting in the front of the chassis. So all the weight is in the front. So when you go to pick it up, you're actually picking it up from the front side of it, and so the back side has nothing in the back there. So it's really awkward to hold. So you're gonna want somebody to help you out with that. I had somebody help me put mine. You saw the video. So with that being said, guys, get you a Monolith. I recommend you getting a 7 or a 5 because you get more bang for your buck, more amplifiers for your buck, more cost effective that way. So get a 5 at the least, and get a 7 if you have 7-channel speakers. Get that. It sounds great. You will not be disappointed at all. I promise you. I promise you. So if you enjoyed this video, guys, if you found this video informative, fun, cool, exciting, if you enjoyed the movie, leave a like, leave a comment, and make sure you're subscribed for more because I'll be putting out tons more videos in the future. Have a good one, guys. Kpaceguy out.